What's up, everybody? Welcome to Among the Fence. My name is Aaron, and it is time for New Music Friday. Yay! I'm going to be talking about some of the new music coming out throughout the week of March 7th. And as always, if I miss something that you're looking forward to, leave a comment below letting me know what it is. This is going to be kind of a weird New Music Friday because honestly, I got super busy today. Didn't really have a whole lot of time to put into this, but we're still here. We're going to do it. And if you don't see any pictures popping up here for the albums or singles or whatever I'm talking about, it's because future Aaron also didn't really have that much time to put into editing. So I mean, yeah, if they're there, then good job, future me. If not, then you'll get them next time, buddy. Spiritbox is releasing their new album titled Tsunami Sea. This one's kind of weird because it's either going to be like pretty aggressive or it's going to be pretty mellow or it's going to have I don't know. It's tough to really tell with this band because they're really good at doing both, but I feel like they've kind of fallen into a slump a little bit. Everything sounds like a mixture or something in between Yellow Jacket or Circle With Me. And I feel like they can't really break away from that. They did with that one EP. I can't remember the name of it. It was a purple EP. Came out kind of in between some stuff. And it was great. I loved it. It had Void on it, I believe it was called. It had some really heavy stuff and it had some really emotional stuff. But the thing I liked the most about it was the atmosphere and the energy that Courtney brought to it. And I really enjoyed that. And I would like to see more of that. There was like a type of vulnerableness to it where they didn't really feel like they were supposed to like live up to this expectation of what they sound like. And I feel like they kind of fall into that trap a little bit of being like, this is what we sound like, this is what we do, this is what our fans love. And let's not really do too much else outside of that because this is just it, But I feel like they could explore that in just deeper areas, even just atmospherically and even with themes, because I feel like that EP had a really strong theme to it of Courtney struggling with different types of depression and anxiety and other members of the band and stuff. And I just really enjoyed that. And I would really like to see them go forward with that instead of, like I said, everything sounding like either Yellow Jacket or Circle With Me, which are really good songs, but I feel like we've just heard that so many times before. We also get a new album from Whitechapel titled Hymns of Dissonance. This is very exciting. Probably going to be a really strong album of the year contender for sure, especially for a lot of people. I think Kin was the last album that they released, and I think that came out in 2021, somewhere around there, like the middle of 2021, if I remember correctly. I didn't care for all that much. I know it's like super. So it's like everybody holds it so high, but I like the Valley a little bit more. Ken, I felt like had a little bit too much of like a Tool kind of vibe to it. Like it had that kind of drum atmosphere. It was a little experimental in a Tool kind of way, and I didn't mind it, but that's not what I'm listening to Whitechapel for, which it sounds kind of stupid because this is the exact opposite of what I just complained about Spiritbox about. But with Whitechapel, I want to go into it. I want to have like my face ripped off. Sure, there could be some really cool, more emotion building elements to it with clean singing. I enjoy all that. I just want them to have their own sound and not really sound like Tool, I guess you could say. Especially, it's also because I was coming off of Tool's last album, which I wasn't really that big of a fan of. So when I heard Ken, I was just like, oh, why did they do this? Why not another Tool album, So yeah, maybe it's because I was coming off of that. A lot of the songs on there have grown on me over time, but the single that they released is so freaking good. I know a lot of people don't like it. It's a little too one-dimensional, I guess, is a lot of things that people are saying about it. But for me, it's deathcore, and they did it just perfect on that single. And I would love a full album of stuff like that. We get a new single from Barry tomorrow titled Waiting. I feel like this band is moving in the right direction since they got their new vocalist. They lost their old guy who had a really unique vocal tone, which I absolutely loved. But I feel like this works well too. He's just so rough around the edges. He's just so it just, his vocal breakup is just there. It's so good. And the music they've been writing is just straight up metalcore, which personally I love. And they're just moving in a direction that I feel like they couldn't have done otherwise. And also, I feel like with the old vocalists, they kind of exhausted what they were doing. Like, they couldn't really do anything new with it, and now they are, and they're able to try some different things out. So I feel like this single is going to be really good. We also get a new single from Thornhill titled Tongues. I don't really like the direction that this band is going in. They're going a little bit more mainstream. I loved them so much. And then their last album was kind of not really anything that I personally enjoyed about Thornhill. They kind of got rid of their creativity and experimental side, and they kind of just gave into more formulaic songwriting. There wasn't really anything unexpected on that last album. And unfortunately, I feel like that's the direction that they're going in. I feel like that's what this single is going to be. It's going to be good, don't get me wrong, but as far as like top tier stuff that Thornhill was releasing before, I don't really expect it to be there. We also get a new single from Within Destruction titled Incomplete. I can say the same thing about this band. I loved their old stuff. Death Wish is just an insane album. It's so good. And the thing I love about it is it incorporates a lot of pig squeals, a lot of stuff that was kind of considered to be corny and cheesy and just overdone by the time the album came out. But they did it so well to where it just worked. It flowed naturally. It sounded good. The riffs were insane. It was super dark and heavy. And then they kind of went this like J-pop kind of route, which is wild because I love pretty much everything to do with Japan and anime and manga and all that stuff. And it just wasn't, I don't know, it just wasn't it for this band. I didn't like it. I didn't like the vocals. I didn't like the music they were doing. It felt like everything was kind of just rinse and repeats, and they just kind of were going with the flow instead of sitting down and really thinking of cool, unique songs to write. And yeah, that's what they're doing with this, I feel like. And I feel like this single is going to be kind of the same thing. We also get a new single from Wolves at the Gate titled Parasite. This one's kind of out of left field. I used to absolutely love this band way back in the day when, you know, I was pretty much only allowed to listen to Christian type music, and somehow I was able to convince people that this was Christian music. It really was, but Wolves at the Gate was Christian, even though they're yelling and screaming and they're super aggressive. But this band has always had a special place in my heart. I don't really listen to them that much anymore, but I'm excited for the single. I'll probably check it out. I haven't listened to them in, at least any of their new stuff. I listen to their old stuff still frequently, but I haven't listened to them in like 10 years. So yeah, I definitely have some catching up to do, but I'm probably going to start with this single just to see where they're at. You know, hopefully it's still good. Hopefully they, haven't completely sold out and they just, I don't know, sound like a rock band now. I mean, right, making dad music and stuff. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for this one just to see that these guys are even still around and making music. And that is it for New Music Friday. I kind of just winged this one, so hopefully it was okay for you guys. Hopefully I wasn't just rambling, and not really saying anything. And I just thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to join me on this New Music Friday segment. And it's uploaded pretty late. And like I said, if there weren't pictures here, I apologize. I kind of ran out of time on editing. Barely even had enough time to film this, let alone even normally I write out my thoughts on each band. I literally just have the band and the song name with literally no thoughts written up. I'm pulling, this is all improv right now. So yeah, hopefully it was still good. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Again, if I missed anything that you're looking forward to, leave a comment below letting me know what it is, and also let me know what you want me to review next. And if you want to help support me, give this video a like and subscribe and ring the bell icon. Do any of that stuff. It does a lot. It helps me out tremendously, and I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for taking time out of your day to listen to me talk about music, and I hope you have a good rest of your day or night whenever you happen to be watching this, and I will talk to you guys next time.